The transfer portal continues to be ablaze. Caleb Burton, it's an interesting situation here. This is a guy in a loaded wide receiver room at Ohio State who has entered the portal. He's 5'11", 170. There's an interesting stat being thrown around, and I saw Coach Carl Reed, talking about this earlier today. 70% of guys in the portal right now are not starters, which makes sense, but it also means that sometimes you're taking a little bit of a gamble on a guy, or maybe a guy is good, like I assume Caleb Burton's probably going to be, but he was just in a loaded receiver room, and he couldn't crack the starting rotation, and so he's moving on. This is just a situation where there's too much talent ahead of him, and he didn't want to wait, so he wants to get on the field. A 4-star in the 2022 cycle, number 71 overall. He was a top 10 receiver. His offer list, if you go back to high school, Bama offered him, Clemson offered him, Oklahoma, Georgia. So if you want to label the guy a bust or he hasn't quite panned out, you're going to have to sell me that every one of those programs whiffed on their eval, along with Ohio State. I don't believe that to be the case. I think the dude's going to be pretty good, may even be on the field this year for a big-time player. I want to talk to you next. I'm going to save the James Madison kid for a couple of minutes from now. But I got a very, very wild entrant into the portal. First, let's go to FSU. We got a surprise. I think we would call this a surprise out of Tallahassee. Joshua Farmer, the defensive lineman there, 6'3", about 305, he's entered the portal. A couple of things you need to know about him. He has not always weighed 305. In fact, he weighed about 250 when he got on campus, and they went to the trouble of putting 55 pounds on that kid. This is not a portal guy. This is a guy that they recruited, they developed in-house. He appeared in 13 games last year and looked to be well on his way to contributing more this year, and now he's in the portal, which is funny because if you follow the portal, Florida State is normally the one going into the portal and getting players out and then doing a lot with them. And it's just got some people scratching their head in Tallahassee. He hasn't landed anywhere, so I guess technically he could come out and he could stay there. But this is the other side of the portal. There's two sides to that portal fence, I guess. And Florida State's seeing the other side that they don't normally see. He had 6 tackles for loss. Defensive Freshman of the Year at Florida State last year when they handed out their own awards. This is surprising, very surprising. I got another surprise for you. It is a surprise that Isaac Ukwu is leaving James Madison. But he has indeed entered the transfer portal. He is a 7th-year senior, because those exist now. He is 6'3", 260 pounds, defensive lineman. Colorado, Auburn, Ole Miss, Cal, they look to be in it right now, among others. Obviously, if you're a 7th-year guy, you've had injuries and misfortune. So he's had knee problems in the first 2 seasons he was there. Last 2 seasons, though, I believe 27 tackles for loss, 16 and a half sacks, first team all Sun Belt in 2022. As I said, 6'3", 260. Someone's about to get a 7th-year guy. Someone's about to get a full-grown man who could be a player coach, and he's got a great last name, UKWU, Isaac Ukwu. That's our best guess. We did not have the James Madison phonetic pronunciation guide readily available in the office today. Shame on Jesse for that. But 7th-year defensive lineman there from James Madison. They made the jump from FCS to the G5 level while he was there. Also, I think James Madison was still alive when he first enrolled. James Turner, though, is the final name I want to talk to you about tonight. We have a kicker alert. Sound the alarm. We got a kicker in the portal. Now, normally, we would not be spending a lot of time talking about a kicker, and I'm going to spend like 45 seconds on this one, but this is a really good kicker. He was 100% from inside 40 yards last year. He's a 3-year starter. School record for field goal percentage made in 2022, and Louisville's been playing ball for a little while. And much like Tyler Buckner, he's got that no contact tag next to his name, which means he probably already knows where he's going. And if you listen to the Chris Hummers of the world, and I certainly do, sounds like Michigan may be involved there. Now, as I always tell you, we do a live show, which means at any point we could be in the middle of talking about someone, and unbeknownst to us, they have already committed somewhere. As I said, scary, scary stuff talking about the portal live.